The roar of the Monaco crowd was deafening. Inside the cockpit, knuckles white on the wheel, Jin felt the weight of a lie he never wanted 2 months earlier. The heir to Team Sato was assassinated. Or so the world believed. Mr. Sato clutched the newspaper. His empire crumbling. He needed a replacement.
You will drive. For the team. For the Sato name. You owe us that much.
I am a bodyguard, not a racer. But refusal was never an option.
So Jin stepped into the cockpit of a Formula One car for the first time, wearing the face of a man who didn't want to be found.
Every lap, a mask. Every interview, a lie. I am driving toward a truth I can't reveal.
He remembered that night, the explosion, the body. But his memory held a secret even Mr. Sato didn't know.
Win. Lose. I don't care. Just keep my son's seat warm until this blows over.
But what if the heir never wanted to return? What if he staged his own death?
Jin had always been a shadow, protecting Takuya from the relentless press. But the heir despised the circus.
Takuya used to tell me, "This sport consumes you." I never wanted to be a puppet.
Now Jin was the puppet, and the strings were held by a father who saw only the bottom line. He trained relentlessly, muscles screaming, his bodyguard reflexes the only thing keeping him alive on the track.
Every simulation crash, every spin-out. I can't afford failure, not with so many eyes watching.
Qualifying day arrived. Jin pushed the car beyond its limits, threading the needle through midfield. He finished P7, a miracle for a debut. But the murmurs had already begun.
Why do they look at me like that? As if I am not who I say I am.
A reporter's voice cut through the paddock. Question for the new driver: where is Takuya Sato?
The silence was my answer. I couldn't tell them the truth. Not yet.
6 months blurred past. Jin became a fixture on the podium. But every champagne shower tasted like ash.
Another win. Another press conference where I have to smile and lie through my teeth.
You are the Sato heir now. Act like it. No mistakes. No questions. Understood.
He never asks about Takuya. Only about the image. The money.
A new journalist appeared. Her questions were sharper, her eyes never leaving Jin's scarred knuckles.
She knows something. That scar. She's seen it before. On a bodyguard, not an heir.
Handle her. Pay her off. Threaten her. I don't care. Just silence this investigation.
That night, Jin found her business card tucked under his helmet. A single handwritten word. Liar.
This can't go on. But if I tell the truth, I destroy everything, even myself.
The lie held, but Jin felt the ground beneath him thinning. Soon, there would be nothing left to stand on. The television flickered to life. A rival team's launch event. And then, a figure stepped into the light, alive, smiling.
I am back, and I am racing for the enemy.
Number, it can't be. He was supposed to be dead. This changes everything.
Mr. Sato threw his glass against the wall. Shards scattered like his shattered plan.
What is the meaning of this? He's my son. Why would he do this to me?
All this time, I've been wearing his name. Now he's come to take it back.
The media frenzy was immediate. Headlines screamed resurrection and betrayal.
I was his bodyguard. Now I am his rival. We'll meet on the track at Monaco.
The race was in 3 weeks. Jin's hands did not shake, but his heart did.
Whatever his reason, I'll find out. One lap at a time.
The days before the race blurred into flashing cameras and whispered rumors. The paddock felt like a cage.
He's changed. There's a fire in his eyes I've never seen before.
Jin remembered a night years ago. Takuya had screamed at his father, shattered a trophy, and cried.
I'd rather die than spend another day in that cockpit. I hate this sport.
But now that same man stood across the paddock, eyes sharp, body language of a predator.
He's not the pampered heir anymore. He's hungry. For what?
At the pre-race press conference, the tension was palpable. Every question a dagger. A reporter asked the question everyone was thinking. Why now?
I came back to win. Nothing else matters.
The grid was set. P2 and P3. No words would be exchanged now. Only the roar of engines. Lights out. Two cars surged ahead, pulling away from the pack as if magnetized.
He's quicker on the straights, but I know every inch of this track.
Takuya weaved defensively, cutting off every line. A mirror of aggression they never had before.
A flash of memory. The explosion. The heat. I grabbed him then, too.
He had pulled Takuya from the burning car. Blood on his knuckles. A whisper in the smoke.
I carried him to safety. He was conscious. He said something. But what?
Snapping back to the present, Jin saw his opening. The swimming pool chicane approached.
This is it. If I break later, I can force him wide. But it's a risk. This is it. If I break later, I can force him wide. But it's a risk.
Wheels nearly touching, the gap closed. Takuya glanced in his mirror, eyes wide.
The memory is there, just out of reach. But first, I have to beat him.
Jin braked impossibly late, diving inside. His front wing sliced alongside Takuya's side pod.
He won't expect this. Not after all these months of me playing his game.
He's going to crash us both. What is he thinking?
Metal almost kissed metal. A hair's breadth from disaster. But Jin's line was already carved. Takuya flinched first. A feather lift of the throttle, and Jin was through. The silver and black car shot into the lead, scandal blazing in its wake. The grandstands rose as one. A collective gasp echoed across the harbor.
One battle won. The war is far from over. And I still don't know why he's here.
He's quicker than I remembered. But I have a reason for being here. A debt to settle.
The race was not over. The duel had only just begun. The final laps became a chess match at 200 miles per hour, each corner a brutal counterstrike. The final laps became a chess match at 200 miles per hour, each corner a brutal counterstrike.
He's pushing harder than ever. It's like this race means more than we know.
Takuya lunged into the hairpin, but Jin's car was already there, sealing the line.
I can't break through. He's reading me perfectly. Every feint seen through.
The checkered flag descended. Jin crossed first, Takuya trailing by half a car length. The grandstands erupted, but inside, there was only the hollow thump of adrenaline fading. On the podium, the trophy was cold in Jin's hands. Takuya stood beside him, never meeting his eyes.
Why won't he look at me? There's something he's hiding behind that calm.
Not yet. The plan must hold. I have to act like this loss means nothing.
The celebration felt like a funeral. The real conflict awaited in the shadows of Parc Fermé. In the quiet of Parc Fermé, away from the cameras, Jin found Takuya staring at his car, alone.
He looks defeated. But I know that's not the whole truth. Not anymore.
Without a word, Jin pressed a small black drive into Takuya's palm. Their fingers lingered. A memory surfaced. The night of the assassination, Jin hadn't failed. He had saved him.
They'll try again. Help me disappear. We can catch them together.
In a European cafe, they had planned the sting. Jin would take his place. Takuya would gather evidence.
It's all there. 8 months of recordings. The rival owner killed for this seat.
So this was the plan all along, and I almost ruined it by wanting to win.
For a moment, the mask of rivalry crumbled. They were not enemies, but partners in a dangerous game.
Then it ends tonight? Call the authorities. It's over.
That night, airport police intercepted a man in a black coat. Mr. Kano's flight never left the ground. Handcuffs clicked. A cold voice read the charges: conspiracy, attempted murder, race fixing.
He's finished. The man who tried to kill us is finally behind bars.
It worked. But the weight of what I did, the lies, the race, it stays.
They met again in the team garage, away from the chaos. No cameras now. Just 2 men who survived.
You did well. Your father doesn't know yet, but he will soon.
I don't care what he knows. I stopped a murderer. That's enough for me.
He's still trapped. By his name. By his father. This victory hasn't freed him.
I hate racing. I always have. But now I can't just run away.
The conspiracy was shattered, but the chains of legacy still bound them both. The conspiracy was shattered, but the chains of legacy still bound them both. At dawn, Takuya called a press conference. The world expected celebration, but his words were a farewell.
I am retiring from racing. Effective immediately. My place is not in the cockpit. I will take over team management. And the new driver is Jin. The man who saved my life.
He handed his helmet to his father, a silent peace offering. Mr. Sato's eyes glistened.
You've grown, son.
He finally broke free, and so did I. No more lies.
The team's new tagline appeared on every screen. Loyalty races faster than money. Later, Jin stood alone on the empty track. The sunrise painted the asphalt gold.
I started as his shield. Now, I am his brother. We'll race this new track together.
For the first time, the Bodyguard and the Heir were exactly where they belonged.
Peace. It's a strange feeling, but I can't forget how we got here.
8 months earlier, in a safe house far from the paddock, Takuya had broken down. The Heir was not a coward. He was a target.
I found the records. Kano's been siphoning money, and he'll kill me before I can expose it.
Then we don't let him. You disappear. I'll take your place until we have enough evidence.
The assassination that night was real. Jin was ready to take the bullet, but he didn't have to. He pulled Takuya from the flames.
I remember now, his first words when I saved him. Don't let them win.
We played our parts perfectly. I hated every lap, but knowing you were there made it bearable.
You were never the pampered heir. You were a man fighting for his life. That's why I trusted you.
The betrayal wasn't Takuya's return. It was the world's assumption that he was the enemy.
We were never racing each other. We were racing against a truth that had to come out.
Hours after the arrest, Mr. Sato summoned them to his office. The shattered remnants of his empire lay in 1,000 documents.
I owe you both an explanation. My actions were not entirely selfish, though they may have seemed so. Kano approached me 6 months before the assassination. He wanted to buy the team. I refused. He threatened Takuya's life.
So, the old man was being blackmailed. He was desperate.
When the explosion happened, I thought I had failed. But then I realized you were still alive, Takuya. And Jin, you were protecting him.
You knew? You knew I was alive and didn't say anything?
If I revealed the truth, Kano would have killed us all. I had to let Jin take your place while you gathered evidence. I funded the search secretly.
All this time, the tyrant was a puppet master protecting his son. He played a role too.
Then, all the harshness, the pressure, it was all to keep me away from him.
Yes, and now, I am sorry for everything.
The next morning, an official letter from the Racing Federation landed on Sato's desk. Its seal was blood red.
They're calling an emergency tribunal. If they prove we fielded a driver under a false identity, we lose every win, every point.
This is the consequence of the lie. I drove as Takuya. I'll carry the weight.
Number, it was my plan. I'll tell them I forced you. They can ban me for a lifetime. I don't care.
You've already given up your career. I won't let you sacrifice your future managing the team, too.
Enough. Both of you. We face this together. No more sacrificing yourselves alone.
But the letter's fine print was merciless. Only one person could sign the confession. A single scapegoat.
If I sign, I lose my license. My new life, gone. But if Takuya signs, the team might never recover.
I can't let him bear my sins again. I have to be the one, even if it means losing everything.
The confession form lay on the table, a pen beside it. The room held its breath, waiting for the hand that would betray them all. Jin's scarred hand reached for the pen. One stroke would erase his future, but protect theirs. Takuya's grip clamped down on his wrist, stopping him cold.
Number. You've bled enough for my name. I won't let you bleed for the paperwork too.
You have the team to lead. I have nothing left to lose. Let me do this.
Neither of you will sign. I've been weak for too long. It's time the patriarch paid the price.
Before they could react, Mr. Sato snatched the form and pressed the pen to the page. The signature was final. His name, black ink, a confession that would strip him of everything.
He's taking the fall. After all his cruelty, he's sacrificing himself to save us.
I'll tell the tribunal I forced you into it. You were just following my orders.
The confession would be submitted in the morning. The team's fate now rested in a courtroom, not a cockpit. The tribunal chamber was cold marble and piercing light. Sato sat in the accused chair, Jin and Takuya behind him. The confession was read aloud. I, Akira Sato, knowingly fielded an ineligible driver and concealed my son's survival. The chief steward fixed his gaze on Jin. And you, Jun Park, did you willingly assume the identity of Takuya Sato?
If I say yes, I confirm the fraud. But if I say no, I call him a liar.
I should have been the one in that chair. Not him. Not my father.
The silence stretched, heavy with unspoken oaths. The pen that had signed the confession seemed to float in memory.
I was not forced. I chose to protect the Sato family. I'll accept whatever punishment you decide.
Jin, no, you'll lose everything.
He's lying to protect us. I was the mastermind. I faked my own death and forced him to drive.
The chamber erupted. 3 confessions now tangled together, each trying to out-sacrifice the other. The chief steward's gavel slammed down, silencing the chaos. He demanded order before the court. The session was adjourned for 1 hour. The 3 of them were left alone in a cold waiting room.
Do you still have the drive? The recordings from Kano's office?
Yes, I kept it, in case the first case failed. It proves the assassination attempt was real.
We can show the tribunal that my false identity was part of a police operation. It might change everything.
But if we submit it, we expose the entire covert operation. Kano's associates might still target us.
I've already lost so much. I won't lose our legacy on a technicality. Play it.
They returned to the chamber. Takuya stepped forward and handed the drive to the steward. For 10 minutes, the room listened to Kano's voice plotting murder. The fraud was a weapon, not a crime. The chief steward leaned back, visibly moved. The scales of judgment, for once, were uncertain. After an hour of deliberation, the tribunal reconvened. The chief steward stood, holding a single sheet of paper. The steward read the verdict. We find that the Sato team acted under extreme duress to protect lives, not to defraud the sport. Akira Sato, your confession is accepted as a gesture of contrition. Jun Park, your false identity is pardoned. Takuya Sato, your covert operation is recognized. No championship points will be docked. Jun Park may continue racing under his own name. This tribunal's records will be sealed.
I can keep racing. No more lies. I can finally be just Jin.
We did it. The truth set us free.
Thank you. Both of you. I was a fool, but you never gave up.
As they walked out into the sunlight, the weight lifted. The Bodyguard and the Heir had rewritten their story.
From today, I race as myself. For a team that knows my real name.
The new tagline wasn't just a slogan. It was their truth, carved from sacrifice. A month later, the paddock hummed with the promise of a new season. Team Sato's garage was reborn. The Heir charged with purpose.
Walking into this space without the weight of a lie feels like breathing for the first time.
Good morning, Jin. Ready to write the next chapter? This time, with your own name. I used to hate this place. Now, managing it, I finally understand what loyalty can build.
Loyalty races faster than money. We proved it. Now, We just have to live it.
My son and my protector. I almost destroyed them both. Seeing them now, I am the one who has been saved.
Then, let's not waste another lap. The engines are waiting.
They clasped hands, a brotherhood forged in fire and flame.
I am not a bodyguard anymore. I am a driver. And this time, I am racing for the man who gave me my name back.
The new season waited. But for Jin, the most important race was already won, the season opener. The paddock was electric, but for the first time, the car bore the name June Park.
I used to drive with a ghost on my shoulder. Now, it's my own hands on the wheel.
Lights out. June Park didn't hesitate. He carved through the midfield like a blade through silk on the pit wall. Takuya gripped the headset, his knuckles white, as if he were still behind the wheel. On lap 32, Jin dove into the chicane, passing a rival with the same audacity he'd once shown Takuya, the checkered flag. A podium finish, second place, the first of many under his own name.
They cheered for June Park, not the Sato Heir, for me.
He was never just a replacement. He was the driver we always needed.
My bodyguard became my son's equal, perhaps more than I ever was.
As the champagne dried, Jin and Takuya stood side by side, a team built not on blood but on loyalty. The noise of the paddock faded as the teams packed up. Jin and Takuya walked toward the empty grandstands, their footsteps echoing in the silence.
For the first time, there's no mask to wear tomorrow. Just the helmet.
From now on, every win is yours. Every trophy, every cheer. You've earned that name.
And you've earned the right to lead. Not because you are a Sato, but because you are Takuya.
They stood at the edge of the circuit, watching the sun sink behind the Mediterranean.
They are the future. I could never have built alone.
I used to think loyalty meant sacrifice. Now, I know it means staying whole.
We both ran away. From racing, from truth. But we found a way back, together.
Without another word, they parted. Takuya heading to the pit wall, Jin to his car. But at dawn, Jin would return to the track alone. One final ritual before the future began. First, light touched the asphalt, and Jin walked out alone. The track was a blank page, waiting for ink.
Years ago, I stood on this asphalt as a shadow. Now it feels like home.
He knelt and touched the surface, remembering the explosion, the lies, the race that changed everything.
That night, I pulled him from the fire. I didn't know it would lead here, to peace.
In the garage, Takuya watched the monitor, a faint smile on his lips. The ghost was gone.
He's where he belongs. We both are.
Jin rose and walked to the grid position. His grid, his name. The silence was not empty. It was earned.
I am no longer a bodyguard. I am a racer, a brother, a friend, and that's enough.
The sun fully rose, bathing the circuit in gold. On the pit wall, a new slogan gleamed, "Loyalty races faster than money," and for the first time, the heir and his bodyguard were exactly where they belonged.